part 2. We're going to put these guys together. They share the 7R5 and they stack immediately on top of one another. And you can always check the way they stack to do the S3L 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. Keep counting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. That's what I always tell myself. Keep counting when I'm doing a pattern I'm not completely familiar with it. Keep counting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 R2. Then 3, 4. Keep counting 5. Warp 6, 7 R. Keep counting 2, 3, 4. Okay, just keep counting because you're counting up scale members, not semitones. You're not counting up semitones. 2, 6, 3, 4. Alright, so from E to this E is 12 semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, roughly. We're not counting that roughly. We're not counting those. We're counting scale members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? That kind of thing. That's the way it's set up. So what we're going to do is once we have this, we just want to... I originally found this by saying, how could I use these relationships? I've got what looks usable here, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? How could I use that? And I found out how I could use it a year later or 6 months, whatever. Starting on the 5, again, you could just play it, 5, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, keep counting, 4, 5, 6. Now from that 5, 6, our familiar S3L, 5, 6, 7, R2. So you just finish with the 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, R2. Alright? And you can even substitute, but we're not going to talk about that today, but you can, I'll just let you know, you can substitute it. So if you're doing a 7, an S2L, right, and you're going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, right? When you get to that 5, 6, you can do this big long 5, 6 there, so it'll be... Now you end on a 5, 6 on the top of it too. Here's the 5, 6 down here. Here's the 5, 6 up here. Take it into an S2L, but you have to warp it, right? Okay, so it didn't go over. The 7 didn't go over from the 5. It started on top of it. Because 7 is the third of G, right? Of the 5th. So that's a little background on how the 7L diagram helped us make the S3XL, the stack of 3 extra long. And there's even one more, you call it a pattern. It's called the S4L that came later on. All right, that would be, which you use like a different color or something like that. It would be the Locrian pattern, really, is what it is, and it's just these 4. And the reason why I like this pattern is because when we have this open capo pattern, what happened? What happened? Well, and this happens even with the simplest of scales. If this is your keyboard, this is your fretboard, because you're tuned to E usually, okay? So what happens is we can do a C diatonic open, okay? we try to do the E shape there, alright, I just know the E shape by heart, but I can show you that the E shape starts on the root. It does start on the root. We would have to do it from the F, because it starts on root 2, okay, so it's 7 root 2. Now the 7 root 2 is right here. That is the top of an S3S. So we're finishing an S3S here that started in no string land and entering onto the keyboard, you know, spotlight. So you have 7 root 2. Okay, so we're going to start another S2L there. It would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. Okay, you can do it in F. You can't do that in the open E form. Because watch, just pretend that the fret nut is still there, but it's not there. You know what I'm saying? So let's just highlight it. Where are we? We are on the barred short pattern stack, and there's the 3. Here is your fret nut, and we're on this 3 right here. Okay, so when we start on that 3, we go 3, 4, 5, okay, 6. Okay, we're going to start on the root. We're going to start on the root. Let's go backwards. The E shape starts on the root, so the fret nut is here when the R is the E. Then we're in trouble, right? Because we've got root 2. We can't get this 3. It's in music box land, right? So it would want to go, because I can do this because I down tune my guitar. It would go root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, and then warp over 5, 6, 5, 6. We were able to get, because once you go to the 5, 6, you go back to regular tuning, so the 7 will be over. It's not like with the C box that brings that 7 into play. So I had to do this strange thing to make those scales. I wanted to play my open stuff. Okay, so I wanted to, do my little scales. So I started looking for notes on the fretboard that were on the string below it, and made this little rule. I had to count up and it wasn't working all the time. And then I finally realized that the S3XL, which is, we can draw it again, but let's get a good color. Let's go back to one of the bright colors here. The S3XL, okay, is here. We can actually exploit these long whole note patterns with a half note in between. From 7 to R is a half note, because you're going up a fourth and then down a third. A third is 2 whole notes, and you're getting a half note interval there. See? And then you go whole, whole, and then from 3 to 4 again in a scale. Right? You're going up a fourth and down a third to get a half note. So that's a scale right there. And we can use that if you start the R from there, if you start from the middle of that pattern, and you will recognize the middles and the tops and the bottoms of the patterns, and you get, okay, now that started